Hi everyone, I'm Anna Timmerman from the LSU Ag Center, and we're here today in the New Orleans Botanical Garden planting some broccoli. Broccoli is a great cool season crop for all of Louisiana, and this is a bed that was just recently transplanted. Now you can start with either healthy transplants like this for your broccoli, or you can grow your own with a seed packet of broccoli seeds and start them in a nice container like this full of potting soil. These are probably about 5 weeks old, and now they're at a size where they can be safely transplanted into our garden. This is a raised bed with some good quality garden soil. You see how nice and dark that is? Broccoli likes a nice, well-draining garden soil. We prepared this bed by adding some compost and some all-purpose fertilizer. LSU has a vegetable planting guide available online that gives fertilizer rates for all your common crops. These transplants are spaced correctly, 18 to 24 inches apart throughout the bed. Broccoli is a cold crop, so it prefers cooler weather to grow. We don't typically grow it in the summertime here in Louisiana. We can actually get 2 growing seasons depending on where you are in the state. September into October and November is the perfect time to plant some broccoli in your garden. Here we are in the kitchen garden where we have a variety of cole crops, but this is where our broccoli is. You can see they're spaced out 18 to 24 inches apart in this raised bed, and you could also grow these plants in a 5-gallon container like a pot or a 5-gallon bucket with holes drilled in the bottom. Again, make sure you use a good quality garden or potting soil to do that. These are at a growing stage where they could be side dressed. Broccoli likes a little extra fertilizer throughout the growing season, and by side dressing, we mean digging a small hole next to the root zone and adding several tablespoons, depending on what fertilizer product you are using, directly into the soil, covering it back up, and that's right there for the plant to take up and use. You can see this bed is mulched to help keep our weeds down, and in this case, we have used pine straw. Broccoli does have some pest and disease issues. Here you can see some damage to the leaf, likely caused by caterpillars. One of the primary pests of broccoli are cabbage loopers this time of year. They can also succumb to aphids. Whiteflies have been terrible this time of year. But to keep our broccoli healthy, we're going to spray spinosad weekly. It's always important to identify the pest problem, but in general, broccoli is very easy to grow and somewhat resilient to these problems. Broccoli likes to have a moist, well-draining soil, as I've mentioned before, so you do want to make sure you keep it consistently watered, but not overwatered. Here we are in the full sun. Broccoli prefers that. It can also handle some partial shade or morning sun and afternoon shade. So you can see here, this is kind of drooping. This bed does need to be watered today. These are fairly young plants, but in about a month they will be ready to harvest. And broccoli gets typically a couple of feet tall by a couple of feet wide, and it will form one single crown that you can cut off and harvest. Don't pull the plant because you're going to get an additional second harvest of smaller crowns that form later. If you like a constant supply of broccoli, there's a special variety called broccoli raab, and that's spelled R-A-A-B, that you can cut and harvest over and over again because it sends out very small heads that can be chopped up and used like you would a larger head of broccoli. Be sure to check out the LSU Ag Center's broccoli publication, which we will provide a link for in this video. It has all the tips and tricks you need to make your broccoli harvest a success.